What's going on, you guys? Kenny here, also known as Silent Fan 85. Welcome to another vlog. This may be a bit of a long-winded vlog, so bear with me. But a while back, I did a vlog talking about Silent Fan 85 and who I am when I stream, when I do videos, so on and so forth. For the most part, as a streamer and as a content creator, I tend to put all of myself into it. I don't like to play a persona. I don't like to put on masks. I don't even like to stream or play games I don't enjoy because I think it would be a false sense of who people think I am. And so I've always tried to put a good dose of reality in everything I've done here on the channel, especially here on YouTube because I've been doing YouTube the longest. And so what I wanted to talk about this vlog is who is that? Who am I? Who have I become? Who have I been? Who will I be? And I've been through a lot the last few years. It has jaded me in some ways. It has caused me trust issues. It has caused me to withdraw in a lot of ways, but I'm obviously working on that. But even before all that, I was still this person who, as much as I love enjoying content, getting in front of a camera, streaming for you guys, and being very friendly and open with random people on the internet. The truth is, when it came to my social life, even when it came to friendships, I've always been kind of a distant person, and it's not due to the fact that I've ever just forgotten anybody or that I didn't care for anybody. I've always been horrible at staying in touch with people. That's just been one of the truths of my life. And it can be crazy, but that's just been one quirk in my personality. There have been numerous others too that have defined who I am. And when it gets down to it, we all have our quirks like that in our personalities. They are part of who we are, and they can be detrimental in a lot of ways to our social life. Another one is that I'm pretty awkward. I'm a pretty awkward guy. Um, Half the time here on social media, I have a lot of awkward moments. My humor is awkward. um, my personality is awkward, especially in real life because I go into these like long-winded rants and talk about random things, and sometimes it clicks with people and sometimes they get it, other times they don't. A lot of people deal with that. I think it's just social awkwardness. But I'm an awkward personality overall, but again, just a part of who I am. Now, with recent events, and again, that was just before everything that's happened in my personal life with my divorce and the stuff from my past hitting me hard, and with recent medical developments in my life, and everything's been pretty heavy. And now with taking on coursework to make my way into college and streaming and work, there's been a lot of time taken up. So it's made staying in touch with friends even harder, and family too. So that's always been one of my weaknesses is my social life. With that, I definitely do get out. I definitely do engage, primarily with family nowadays. But I still have my online friends. I got the guild I'm building up in Warcraft, and honestly, that's no healthy substitute for a social life. It really isn't. But with that said, I do recognize that. Um, but with everything going on right now, it's not for lack of trying, because I've actually been on a couple of dates. I am connecting with people here locally where I'm at. So, there is progress in that regard. Um, but, my life, Kenny's life has just been crazy. And I'm talking about myself in the third person. Kenny's a great dude. No, But I mean, look, I'm just a regular guy, man, that has his share of problems and um, quirks and faults. I'm human, and as we all are. And there's gonna be times in your life when those faults are going to rear their ugly heads and come at you in different forms. And what really makes a person, I think, is how it's dealt with. Like in my part, I recognize that about myself. And there have been many attempts, and will continue to have many attempts to curb that a little bit, maybe even improve upon it. Um, and better it, better myself, because I'm of the mind that if you stop trying to better yourself, then you've already given up on life. In a lot of ways, you've given up on yourself a lot too, I think. But that's just my opinion. Um, but again, in the personal life, it's crazy. When I first started doing YouTube as Silent Fan 85, and I don't really see my online persona as like an alias, kind of two separate people. Again, I've always been myself. When I first started doing it, man, I was open. I was open left and right about my life. But that changed when I got married because I had another person in my life that um, I had to guard and keep safe. So I didn't share a whole lot as much as I used to um, because when you're a content creator, there can be security risks involved because you like to expect the best out of people that watch you, that view you, but there are people that are questionable, and you do kind of want to keep your guard up in some regards. So when I got married, I took that into consideration. When it came to myself, I honestly don't really worry about myself because I'm a fairly big guy. Um, and I can I can definitely take care of myself. I'll say that much. And it's not for lack of security either, because I do have certain items that um, tend to prevent people from doing certain acts. I'll just say that much. But um, but when that other person in my life, I kind of had to change that a little bit. So things changed a little on the channel. But now that I'm away from that, what I'm trying to do as Kenny is open up more and get back to where I was with the channel. And that's also in regard to my personal life as well. I'm because as I said before, the Kenny before marriage was horrible with people in ways, and but after the divorce, that level sank even further, and I totally withdrew. So I'm working on that, but with that said too, that's one of the downsides of being bipolar. Is that emotional states. Emotional states, man, triggers, drama. It can get crazy, and even with medication, it's still tough, and it just gets crazy. It really does, and but life goes on, man. I'm still me. Hopefully, you can still be you. Um, you're never alone in this stuff. We're all going through the same thing. Um, and the world will be the world, life will be life, people will be people, family will be family, friends will be friends, and what it comes down to is just accepting people for who they are, accepting their faults, um, and don't blame them for those faults. Don't blame them for those faults because for all we know, people are going through a lot and they feel those faults. They know they're there. And not like they enjoy them, but it's just a part of who they are. And they're continuously trying to work on it, depending on who they are. And so don't blame them for it. Because I constantly, I can only say on a personal note, inward, I blame myself for my faults. I do. I have that kind of, I have that kind of heart and mindset that I carry. I constantly kick myself. It's one of my downfalls. It's part of the reason why I have to take medications, because so I don't get back in the state that I was in and get crazy. So because life can get crazy, especially mine. Mine's been crazy the last few years. And Kenny, I mean, me, it's just, hell, I've probably seen crazy talking about myself in the third person. But yeah, that's just for this video anyway. But above all, we're all people. We're all human. We're all going to have our quirks and our faults, our strengths and weaknesses. We're all going to be inward or outward, introvert, extrovert, good with people, awkward with people, good with life, awkward with life. It's all just a part of who we are. So overall, I guess that pretty much sums up my vlog. Is I am who I am, you are who you are, and hopefully the world can accept that, and hopefully you can accept that, and do what you feel you need to do. If you feel you need to improve upon it, improve upon it. If you feel you don't, then don't. It all comes down to your choice, and that's essentially all we really have in life. Really, is those choices. Sometimes things work out, sometimes things don't. That's another truth of life. It's one I've had to learn pretty hard the last few years, and you're constantly learning that as an adult. When you get into the later years, especially. I'm not even in my later years yet, and shit's already hitting hard, man. But anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Remember, you're awesome. Never let the world tell you otherwise. And your faults, those imperfections, make you perfectly who you are. See ya.